So I'm going to start with the ears. They're pretty simple. Go ahead and make your magic ring like we did in the beginning. And we're going to double crochet 10 into the ring just like we did at the beginning of the hat. So there's one double crochet, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. And go ahead and pull your magic ring tail and cinch it down a little bit. There. Join with a slip stitch. And then chain 1 and then single crochet into each stitch around. This will cause the ear to curve in a little bit, and it's just a perfect little ear. So just 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way around. See, it's curving in just like we want it to. My last single crochet, I actually don't join because I like the little flat spot where it will sit on top of the hat. So you can just fasten off right from here. Just make sure there's a little bit of a tail so you can sew it onto your hat. And you go ahead and make 2 of those. And I will meet up with you with the nose. So we have our 2 ears finished. And now we're going to start the nose. So we're going to start at the tip of the nose and go to the base of the nose. So we're going to start with our black yarn, of course, and make a magic ring. And chain 1. And then you want 8 double crochet into this ring. Just 8 this time. And this, my magic ring is really sloppy. I'm going to cinch it down a little bit. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And pull your magic tail ring closed. And this black yarn is really hard to see. Single or slip stitch to your first stitch. There's the little nose. Chain 1 and make 2 single crochet in the first stitch and 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Just 1. All right. So we're going to do an increase of 2 single crochet and then single crochet 1, and then increase with 2 single crochet and single crochet 1. At the end you should have 12 single crochet total. Increase and 1 single crochet, and then let's see, so I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. All right. I'm going to slip stitch to the top, my first single crochet. Now we're going to snip off the end and switch to white yarn. All right, so I'm going to join my yarn just like I did for the ear flap on the baby hat. And you can just grab your yarn and make a loop just like that and pull it through. And chain one, and then just hold on to that tail and work right over the tail. Single crochet into the first stitch. And in each of your 12 stitches all the way around. So just one single crochet all the way around. And I'm just working right over that, my two tails, just for a little bit. And then I'll cut the ends off later. All right, single crocheting all the way around. And the pattern says not to join, so we're just going to keep working into round 4. So I should have 12 single crochet in white. So I'm just going to double check that I have 12. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. All right. So I'm just going to work over that little space that I have. You're going to single crochet 2 into this first stitch for round 4. Remember, don't join, so just single crochet right into that next stitch. And we're going to do 2 into that first stitch with an increase. Single crochet into the next stitch and increase in your following stitch. So this next stitch I'm going to do 2 more. All right, single crochet to this stitch, increase in your next stitch. Single crochet and increase. Single crochet, increase. Single crochet, increase. And single crochet. So the pattern said we should have a total of 18 stitches. So I'm just going to see here. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. All right, now we will single crochet in each stitch around for the round 5. It's pretty easy. Remember, just don't join, just keep crocheting all the way around. So I finished all of my round 5, which is just single crochet, and make a pretty long tail because we're going to sew it onto the hat next. And you can I'm just going to slip stitch so we have a nice clean finish and fasten off. All right, now I'm going to trim a little of these tails in here and make sure. I'm actually going to take that magic ring tail and sew it into the nose so that it doesn't loosen when we put the polyfill in. So I'm just gonna make a little loop for that, and then I'm gonna cut those tails off. That's nice and clean. Even though it's going to be on the inside, I just don't want my tails to be poking through. So as you see, the little nose is going to fit on the hat like that. So the next project, we've done crocheting. We are just going to sew our little parts onto the hat. All right, so I'm going to do the nose first because we're going to fill it with this filling. All right, and you want to also make sure that you've got the front of the hat. The pattern says for the 0 to 3 months, you're going to have 9 stitches at the front of the hat. So you just want to make sure and count your stitches up front. I also found that for the ears, I actually like to you can make it even like this, like the back of the front even, but I actually find the ears look much cuter if you just pull the hat so you have one row showing in the back and then sew your ears up front right here. So we'll do that in just a minute, but let's sew this nose on. So you can pretty much just eyeball it and just make sure it's right in between. And you can start stitching it on. And I just do it over stitch like I do just about everything. So as you see, I've sewed the little nose on most of the way around, and I left a little space, and now before I finish sewing it, I'm gonna just stuff this polyfill in to the nose just like this. And you can use as little as or as much as you want, but I like to make sure the nose is pretty firm because you don't want it falling in. Just a little bit more. All right, and at this point you can just kind of like tuck and sew the rest of it closed, just like this. All right, and you can just make a knot and fasten it off. And I will see you at the ears. Okay, so after your nose, you're gonna take your ears and sew them on, but I suggest to take the tail from your magic ring and cinch it closed and then knot it so that the magic ring doesn't pull apart. And then, as you see, I pushed the front of the hat up a little bit so the back came down. I just find it's just really much cuter when it sits on the baby's head than if you just left it even. And then you can pretty much play with where you want the ears to sit on the hat, but for the 0 to 3 months, I think that sitting at row 3 and 4 is the best. So for this, just take your ear and you're gonna sew it on just like this. And when we get to this side, you're going to turn the hat around and sew the back side as well. So just like that, and then push your yarn through and turn the hat over. And then go ahead and do the same thing you did on the front. Sew the back, but just, it's already sewn on, but it seems to sit nicer if you put a little flat stitch on the back as well. They stand up a little better. All right. So there, we've completed our little polar bear hat, except for the little eyes. They're my little buttons, just 2 of them. And you can sew them on just like that. I'm gonna sew them on, then I'll catch back up with you. Well there, our little polar bear hat is all finished. As you see, I sewed my buttons on. And some people like to add a little flower if it's a girl's hat. So I just want to thank everybody for watching my video and subscribing to my channel. Thanks so much. Bye.